Hi, this is Kevin Purcell with another Theotech video, and today I want to show you how to use the Copy Bible Verses tool in Logos. The reason I'm doing this is, a lot of people came over from Wordsearch, and Wordsearch had a fine, nifty little utility called ZipScript. And unfortunately, ZipScript is dead. And that's because Logos bought Wordsearch and then just kind of killed the program. You can still use it if you've got it installed, and there are ways to, copy it over to a new computer if you get one. But for the most part, you probably really need to just kind of either use a different program altogether or learn how to use Logos. And the Copy Bible Verses tool is a powerful way to copy content from Logos into other software programs like Word or other places. So we're going to talk about how to do this. So you can see I've got my desktop open. It's blank. I'm going to go ahead and drag a copy of the Christian Standard Bible. That's right. You can drag a book off of your toolbar. By the way, by default, this comes on the left. The toolbar is over here on the left. I've added a whole bunch of different buttons. Now, most people are not going to have the Copy Bible Verses tool right here on this side like I do. And so what you're going to want to do is open up the tools, and really you can just start typing Copy Bible, and it's going to show up there. Now, if you don't type that, you can find it down here in the list. Passages, there it is under Copy Bible Verses, and you can just click it and it'll open over here, and it takes up kind of the extreme rightmost portion of your screen. What is that, about maybe like 1/5 or even less of it? You could make it a little bigger if you want, but for what I use it for, it's usually pretty useful to have it there, and that's enough space. This thing is just a little window, and you can type in a passage, so it doesn't matter what you've got open. All right, so you can type in John 3:16, and then it will copy this, and you could then open up a Word document. So then you could copy it by hitting that copy button, open up a Word document. I've got one already open. All right, and notice it's copying it. Now, what it's doing is copying it in my style that I use to show that this is a Bible quote, and that's up here on the Style toolbar. Yours won't do this by default. The reason I have this is because I have created a user-created copy format. Yours mostly will be this fully formatted, so let's see what happens when you hit the copy there. And see, it copies it formatted the way Logos wants it formatted. Again, we'll go back, and you can choose any of these locations to copy it to. Let's say you use Proclaim, and that's the Faith Life or Logos's tool that they have for doing church presentations. You can use Text Edit. I think this will say Notepad on a Windows computer. I've got Pages on Mac, Word, Keynote or PowerPoint, LibreOffice. So you can pick any of those. They have a number of different templates that are predefined. But again, I've created this one for Word Quote. So I'm going to go ahead and click it again. And now notice what happens when I click it and go to Word, or if I choose the CSB, I can choose other translations. Let's say I want to do it in the Legacy Standard Bible now. So I can hit copy, or there's a thing called copy and paste. And look what's going to happen when I hit copy and paste. Notice how it copied it and automatically moved over to Word and pasted it for me. If you've already got your insertion point where you want it, then that's a useful tool to get it quickly copied over. So let's say I want to do Psalm 23 and copy and paste. And what you'll notice is when you right click one, you can edit the style. And so what I've done when I created my Word quote style is that's all I did, is I just started by editing a style here. And it's got some code over here. You can find a wiki on the Logos Wiki website that will explain what all of this code does. I just kind of figured it out, you know, just kind of as a trial and error method. But you can go over there and learn all of the different uses, all the different ways that this works. If you've done some coding, or if you know markup or something like that, you might be able to see what some of this stuff does. Let me go back and show you what my word quote style looks like. Now, it's because I've created this one, I can also delete it. I'm not going to do that, but let me edit it. And so you see all the different formatting that I have created. And you see, you know, it's got the header style equals quote. That's the name that comes from my word. Notice it says quote right here. That's where it gets it, from my word style. If you don't know how to use word styles, you know, in Word there are all these styles, and I've created a template that I use for my sermons, and every time I open a new document, it opens directly to these sermon template and has these styles. You know, my heading for each major point, heading 2 is kind of subpoints. I've got my normal text, my Bible quotes, other quotes, title, subtitle, etc. So you can take any of those names and put it over here, and it would follow that. So for each verse is quote, for the footer style is quote, and so I have all of that put in here. Again, I'm not going to take the time to go and explain how to create these. Instead, just find the link in my article on my website, theotech.com or kevinpurcell.org, and you'll be able to find this. I'll have a link in the description below of this video. Now, there's one thing that you might want to try to do as you're studying, you know, and you scroll along in your passage over here. One thing you're going to notice is the Copy Bible Verses window does not follow the Bible window. There's an easy way to fix that. You can set a link set, letter A, and if you go over here and set link set letter A, now see how it's changing. So I'm at Hebrews 12:23, and it's going to copy Hebrews 12:23. You can also just type it in. That's easy enough. And what I would suggest is, if you plan on doing this a lot, maybe create a layout. So here's the layouts down here in the bottom left, and you could save as a named layout. So if you click on that and use this as your copy verses layout. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to have one. I actually have a layout that I use most of the time that has it already set like that. But I would suggest, so you don't have to keep going in and setting the link set and setting the link set, that you just create a saved layout to do that. So that's using the Copy Bible Verses tool instead of using the ZipScript tool from Wordsearch. There's a couple things that you need to know. First of all, ZipScript in Windows would open and stay running if you set it to do so. So you didn't have to open Wordsearch. In this case, unfortunately, you're going to have Logos open in order to use this tool. It'd be nice if they'd create something that could do it automatically without Logos open, because Logos takes a little while to open on some systems. I don't think that's going to happen. I think you really just need to kind of get used to the idea that you're going to have to open Logos, use the CBF or CBV or Copy Bible Verse tool in order to get this functionality. But this has been Kevin Purcell with another Theotech video. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.